just a roll of the dice. So you might wanna open your eyes. If you blink then you'll miss it, cause we each got our limits. But even after the finish, the low roll, the low roll.
Previously on the Ironfist Institute. What a roller coaster adventure our graduates have been on. Since completing their final exam, they've been teleported to an unknown frozen tundra, liberated a canine from captivity, nearly succumbed to the snowy situ of the north, and had a member of their party possessed by a ghost. And it's only episode 16! So, let's crack on and see how they handle this phantom from the afterlife.
I'm just gonna hold any movement or action to follow the group as they follow missioning. Then.
Yep, that's fine. You're going to cover their retreat.
Mm-hmm.
We're effectively just doing a big conga line, aren't we?
Basically,
Yeah.
It looks like it. I'm going to end the combat round because I'm getting absolutely hacked off with that not being able to move things. So you're out of roll order, but you're all retracing. What you'll notice is the kobolds are actually protecting their leader. So the one that stepped over and is in front of Mordus is there simply protecting his boss.
Yeah.
And as you retract, as you both retract back down the corridor, they will remain there protecting him. So missioning, poor fellow, is going to continue to go back round the route. James, roll me another charisma because unless you wish to forfeit it at the moment.
I'm still happy to just be possessed, to be honest.
Okay, so each time you deem that, you gleam a little bit more about this guy. He died 2 years ago from an attack from a Yeti.
Right, okay.
In a place called... What's this would be handy? So he was... Where is it? He was killed in the Kelvin cairn 2 years ago, along with his guide, while he was collecting flora of the Icewind Dale and trying to catalogue it. He doesn't have a terribly exciting life. He just likes flora and cataloguing the different types. So he's kind of like a druid, or a herbalist, if you like.
Okay.
But he's more in about cataloguing different types and writing books about it. It's everybody else following him.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
I'm sitting right next to him. Any funny business, and I'm going to grab him.
We're going to say if this is the kind of order that we're going in with Adri and Timmy just in front of me, and then Morris in behind, I'll just kind of let Timmy and Adri know what's gone on, and that he doesn't seem to be super aggressive. He's kind of handsy. He seems like he just wants to finish his work.
And touch.
You sound a bit like James's defence lawyer now.
Whoa, 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 whoa. Come on, man, I'm not Matt Hancock. I would just like to point out that is a very relevant joke at the time of this recording, but by the time this episode comes out, it's probably old news.
By the time you edit this one, he'll be Prime Minister.
Do you remember this moment in time? So basically, he skedaddles back up. And what I'll do... I've got feedback again. No reason.
It's a good feedback.
It's feedback. Let me just grab the rest of you. Now this might work. It might not work. Let's see if I can pick you. Right, you should all be up on the top. Somebody's dead. Where's somebody dead?
I think
was a
that's the
kobold.
Oh, that's-
kobold.
That's
That was
kobold.
that was
That's
the
fine.
kobold I killed last episode.
Yes,
Or
that's
same
correct.
episode,
Thank you.
depending on how it's edited.
Yeah.
Sometime in the past, you killed someone.
At some stage,
Um,
that kobold was killed by Timmy. I'm fairly confident it'll be last episode. But Editor James, if it's not, take it away.
So he's going to continue tottering it upstairs. So he's following this route round. If you guys can want to follow him. And when he reaches the chamber, he finds that one of the kobolds is still alive.
That's the one,
The one that
we
you
interrogated,
spoke
wasn't
to.
it?
Yeah. And he goes, "Oh no, not you lot again!" And he will kind of run to one side, out of the way, and allow Mishnin to run through. Mishnin not being terribly fast.
Yeah,
As I
Michigan is
go-
just running and Beck is just strolling behind him.
We're all
As I
just
go through, just past the kobold, I'm just going to say, you've got 3 friends downstairs. We didn't hurt them. Okay, bye.
Yeah, we were here. We've been. We've gone. We're bye.
Yeah.
Sorry for all the trouble.
Yeah, sorry for a misunderstanding. We're not really that bad. Okay, bye.
It's little moments like that that make Valdani one of my favourite characters. He's just the epitome of like, oh, I was just sort of in the wrong place at the wrong time and everything went bad around me.
Yeah, because it's one of those. He's the kind of person that if things go wrong, he's like, oh, right, I've got to survive. I've got to survive. Then when like sort of looking back on things, or if he goes any further and then comes back through somewhere, it's like, yeah, not bad.
I love the fact that in all of the adventures so far, he's never been like the direct cause for things to go south, but he still had to deal with the consequences of it.
Hasn't that been Ben's entire life in D&D? No matter what character he's playing, he always ends up having to apologise for the mess everybody else has caused.
To be fair, in the last campaign, I managed to recruit several people into my religion.
That's true.
Anyway, Mishnin manages to get to the lift system. If you recall, there is a pulley system with a bucket, a large bucket, which basically, as you start, you all now know that the ghost inside Mishnin is desperately trying to pull down on this bucket mechanism. He's standing in the bucket because it was left down with you guys. And he is desperately trying to use Mishnin to pull up on the rope. Now, Mishnin being a 3-foot gnome is probably not strong enough to actually activate the lift. So somebody could potentially jump in with him and let him climb up, or you can hold him here because he can't physically get out.
So someone could go jump into with him and go up.
Yeah, because he's only
Okay.
3 foot. There is potential for one other person to slip in with him, or you've got the option of saying, well, we're not going to lift you any further until we've had a conversation.
Okay, I'll hop in and pull up.
So you're going to help him get back up.
Or
So
We could fill the bucket with water.
Why are we filling it
Drown
with
the ghost
water?
out. Drown the ghost out.
I think that's just a surefire way to end up with two ghosts.
The ghost would just pass into someone else anyway.
Yeah,
exactly.
there's now two ghosts trying to control.
I'll tell you what, Mortis, if you drown me, I'm coming straight for you.
To be fair, by the time we get back to the animals, I think if Mishnin had died, Mishnin's first port of call would be Keith.
I don't
7-foot Goliath controlled by a 3-foot ghost.
Yeah, to be fair, I don't think he'd be able to. It'd be a bit like that clip from Life's Too Short where Warwick Davis falls out of the Range Rover. He wouldn't be able to reach the pedals or really properly control Mortis Drew. He'd constantly be dashing around inside him trying to operate this arm and that leg and that.
Could prove a little painful if he thinks he's still his own height and tries to sit on it. Poor Keith, whilst being Mortis.
Oh no!
He'd spend the first few months of that possession banging his head off every single door that he walked through.
Away. Yeah.
The mask would be in pieces.
As we're up there, I'm gonna say, what's it like being dead?
I'm just inconvenienced at the moment. And to be fair, this body is small, but it's quite compact.
Yeah, and 150 years old.
Well, as you put it that way, he pushes across. Roll me a charisma savings throw.
Charisma. I'm great at charisma. Absolutely not.
No, he has now passed across. I need a constitution saving throw from Mishnin.
Oh, of course.
Yeah, you're unconscious.
Lovely.
Was it Constitution or Charisma?
Oh, yes, it was Constitution. Not Charisma for you, James.
Oh, Constitution.
Yeah.
Mistake.
This is to see whether you stay conscious after having a ghost in your midst.
I'm a little bit. Better
Actually, you pass because you've got you've got +2 to your Constitution. So you're still conscious as this body ghost exits you and enters into Beck.
Oh, that was a very strange feeling. Oh.
Can I talk to the ghost inside my head?
You can try and talk to the ghost. What do you want to say?
That was Ash asking that, not Beck.
Yeah. Beck's gonna just say, "Oh, you piece of! I should have seen that coming."
And a male human voice comes back to you and says, "Oh, this is much better. This is much better." At which point, I'd like you to do an unarmed attack, please.
What?
I'd like you to attack Mishnin.
Damn.
Yes.
But unarmed. I don't want any monk things. He doesn't know your monk abilities at the moment. What's your armor class, Mishnin?
With the shield, it's a 14.
Okay, so he misses. So Beck tries to basically slap you across the face and grab the satchel from you. Because you're still wearing the satchel.
Yeah, I was just thinking that. Does he successfully? Does she
No,
successfully
well,
nab the?
No, the attack was only a 10. So he hasn't managed to connect with you. So although he's trying to reach out and slap you to knock you out, he doesn't know all the abilities yet of his host. So he doesn't have the monkish abilities. So it's simply just a case of...
He can't swing like a monkey.
Not yet. Is anybody else pulling down the cart to get in it to come up?
pull it down for whoever wants to get in it next.
Yeah. So
Yeah,
you're doing that. He gets his strike in. All you can hear inside Beck is him laughing at you, going, "Oh, this is so much better. I just need my satchel, and then I can run so much faster in this."
Oh, does it really feel better? I mean, ever since these tattoos, it's felt pretty in here.
Oh no, this is much better. You should try being in a 3-foot little thing like that thing over there.
Suppose
Sounds
that
like
could be
car
worse.
chat.
Mission, are you doing anything in response to him trying to?
Absolutely. We've been practicing this many, many, many times. We're going to go for my favourites. Create
Alright.
bonfire right under her feet.
Okay,
I think that's what I actually meant to click on there.
something's rolling. It's the last of the last damages of the great fires with a damage of 1.
It should only be the
You're
first
trying
one.
to you're just trying to prove that it's not your.
To be
Does
fair,
that downgrade it? The singe damage.
it's not the damage that I'm trying to do, it's the distance that I'm trying to create. Because I'm hoping
Okay.
actually that Beck can dodge out the way of this.
Dexterity saving throw then from. Yes, you managed to dodge out of the way. Left or right? Move either left or right from where you presently are.
And as the possessed Beck is rolling away, presuming the bonfire is here, Mission's just gonna walk over to the other side here and just hold the satchel out in front of the flames, ready to drop it if she makes any sudden movements.
Excellent. So you're gonna basically have it over the top of the bonfire.
Yeah. Try and hold it high enough so it doesn't immediately catch a blaze, obviously, but maybe now we can have ourselves a conversation.
At which point, Beck will say, "No, don't do that. It's my pride and joy.
I'm fully aware of that. You were in my head before you were in hers.
Don't burn it. Please don't burn it."
I don't have to burn it if you don't do anything silly. So.
But I need.
Well, first of all, here's what we're gonna do. You're gonna come out of her, and you're gonna float over there, and we're all gonna have a civilized conversation. Otherwise, all your research is going up in flames, Buster.
Very well. And he pops. Roll me a Constitution saving throw, Beck. Yeah, that's fine. You basically now are loose of his hold, and Jank has now appeared between the two of you and the bonfire. I'm assuming that the statue is now at the top of the bonfire.
Yeah.
While this is going on, who is coming up in the bucket?
I'll go up if Aldous is happy for me to jump in.
Yeah, I'm doing the operation.
All right.
For everyone to go up, and then I'll go up last.
There we go. I think I've forwarded you over there. It takes a round to go back down. But you come up, and there is a ghost to your right. To your left is Mishnin holding a statue over a bonfire. And on the other side of the bonfire is Beck, looking a little bit confused.
I'm going to move out the way of the bucket lift and just kind of mission in on the back and be like, "How are you doing, bud? Are you okay?"
Well, at the very least, I'm feeling myself again.
Good. And I'm just going to shoot a glare at the ghost.
And the ghost is trying to reach out to try and touch the satchel.
And Mission will lower it down a little bit so it gets even closer to the flames. Just you hold your distance there, pal. And he's gonna sort of nod over to Beck and sort of say, "You take one end of this as well. If he tries to get one of us, the other. If he tries to possess one of us, the other will drop it in the flames. How's that sound? Get a bit of teamwork going here." And he'll pass over sort of the edge of the strap so that she can get one end as well.
Okay, so the pair of you are sharing it.
Yeah.
And he's like, "Oh, for goodness sake!" And he will make a jump for missioning because he knows he's something of you. So roll me a charisma saving throw, missioning. Oh, and he bounces back off you.
Yes.
Booyah!
And into the fire.
Are you dropping it, the pair of you?
Hell
I'm afraid no ghost.
To be fair, I think Mishnan's more focused on batting the thing off him, so I don't think he has as tight a grip on the satchel. No, so I think I'll be down to Beck as to whether or not she drops it, seeing the ghost go for Mishnan.
Beck did already say that she was dropping the satchel. Is that still what you want, Ash?
Yeah, I think she's gonna do it.
Right.
Drop it.
And basically, what you see in front of you is the ghost disintegrates as the satchel burns, and all you hear is a scream at the bottom of the shaft where the others are pulling and doing the pulleys and everything. All you can hear is this male voice screaming at the top of his lungs, and then nothing.
Well, that was horrifying.
To be fair, he kind of brought it on himself. We did offer help if he was cooperative.
Oof.
I think Mishnan's going to try and stamp on some of the flames to put them out and see if there's any remnants of the satchel or what was inside it in the sort of embers of the bonfire.
So basically, it was just an old satchel with not particularly good. The stuff in it was common lichens and odds and ends that you probably would think, well, this is fairly common stuff. There's nothing of particular value. There's mosses, lichens, a little bit of shrubbery, but nothing that really seemed beneficial, nothing herbalistic or anything like that. But you'd managed to have more, before you got into this sort of caper with him. And to be fair, even though there's not much on that bonfire, it was enough just to burn it. It was old and dry, so there's nothing left of it.
Mishnan's gonna wipe a single tear from his eye and just have a little scooch on over here to get out of the way of the in fact he's gonna get out of the way of the bucket, and he's gonna go sit on the edge of the whatever these planks of wood are called, the sort of walkway bit over the chasm. He's just gonna dangle his feet over and sit down and just sort of look a bit demoralized.
I'll follow suit and sit on a little bit further back than he is, but I'll sit cross-legged on it next to him.
Okay, if you guys are going to do that, I will bring up the other three because it will take you a few moments. But
I was waiting up here for the rest of the group and just kind of said, like, fill him in on what happened and just be like, give Mishnan a bit of time. I think it's affected him a little.
I mean, technically, what I should have done is said that all that would work around the bucket platform.
Oh, whoops.
But I'm going to give us a little bit of a breather here and allow it to have been obviously treated over the years by the miners with a little bit of sense.
You guys all thought you were here for a D&D session. This is actually our fire safety talk. Do not cast Create Bonfire in a wooded area.
Not with this DM, anyway.
Unless it's to destroy a ghost satchel, that's the only time.
Unless one of your friends is possessed by the ghost of a herbalist.
So basically, let me understand this right. Mishnin's having a bit of a calm moment. Becky's giving him some support. Is there anything else the rest of the party wishes to do?
I mean, I'm going to suggest we try and look for some of these gems on the way out because we'd left them. I think was it the very first room, like sort of up right at the top.
Yeah.
Because we did say that we'd noticed them, but we were going to come back on the way and grab them. Other than that, I'm just going to kind of say to everyone that's just come up, just give Mishnil a little bit of time to himself because I think it's kind of the whole possession thing's affected him a little.
Is this why we needed to come to the mine to find out what the problem was?
I think your task was to get rid of the kobolds, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, because I think was it Adri and Beck that had spoken to the guy when we were at the tavern.
Yep.
So should we go back and speak to the kobolds? See if their leader's conscious again.
Yeah, I'm happy to head back down.
It may be worth talking to him now he hasn't got the ghost inside him, because they seem to be here because of this.
Seem to know we mean no harm by now as well.
Hopefully we could find somewhere to relocate them, and then get the prize money.
Yeah.
So, the four of you going back down, or are you all going down?
I'm definitely heading back down.
Okay, I'm going to do a bit of a fast forward.
I think for Mishnin and Beck, they'd have probably taken a few minutes and then joined us, wouldn't they?
I think Mishnin is literally like he's barely on the planet right now. He's just staring off at the water falling down at the pit, and he's just really upset that he is responsible in the end for this poor guy. He was obviously some sort of undead creature. He was obviously a bit of a ghost, and he's now effectively responsible for killing this thing finally, and he's he's not handling that very well. But for the purposes of recording, I might go ahead and just move Mishnin's token down so we can see what's going on with the kobolds, because I think that'll be a little bit more entertaining than staring at this lovely map for half an hour.
Sobbing Gnome.
He's there in body, just not quite in spirit.
Exactly, yeah. Which is ironic. because until very recently he was there in body but not in spirit.
Hey, Mordus has picked you up. He's carrying you.
Alright.
Like a potted plant.
So as you come down, you come into where you've met the first lot of kobolds, where you've got some dead bodies, obviously. The last remaining, the interrogated kobold is not to be seen at the moment. Now, obviously, you can carry on down to see the leader, or you can go via the other entranceway. If you guys remember, there's
there was something.
route.
Yeah, because there was something up here that had killed. Was it Pete? I think it was. Something.
Yes, it killed one of the goblins before.
Yeah, and there were
kobolds.
some other footprints that we'd discovered going up that way as well. I think human footprints.
There were kobold footprints.
Oh, were
One
they?
set of kobold footprints.
Yeah, would we rather clear them out so that they at least know if they want to stay here that it's safe?
Yeah. Could search the rest of the caves.
Yeah.
See what's what.
I'm going to start heading through this way then.
Well, after finally busting that ghost, our group decides to explore the remaining unseen wonders of the mine. With reports of monsters lurking deeper inside, and no survivors reporting back, I'm sure this will be a walk in the park. Right? Find out next week.
When you feel like there's a hole in your soul, and you've got nowhere else to go, and you feel like you've been all on your own, well, she's calling you home. She's calling you home. Oh, 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 oh. She's calling you home. Oh, 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 oh. Yeah, and home is where the heart is, and you keep yours fully guarded, but I know that mine is always with you. And you won't find no place safer, and there ain't no reservations at the Ironfist Institute.